Hey everyone, Ben here and welcome to the Falcon Tyres GT4 Challenge Fixed Series on iRacing. Stacked 30 car grid here, we've qualified in 17th place. There are 5 different manufacturers on the grid now in iRacing in the GT4 Challenge. We are in the McLaren and we're coming through the final corner then at Watkins Glen for what will be a fast and frantic 15-minute sprint race. The lights are green and we are underway. We're going to have the inside line heading into T1 for the first time as we barrel down the start-finish straight. We've got a car on our outside heading into the corner here. We're going to have to be very, very careful. Cold tyres, cold brakes and a big crash up ahead. 2 cars into the barrier there. We're able to go around on the outside and thankfully don't get tangled up in any of that, but we've made up then a couple of positions straight away as we are following Vives down the back straight for the first time. We've got the chicane coming up and that will be another moment of maximum danger here on this opening lap. Chances are someone will make a mistake. We peel to the inside of the track, so we've got a good line of sight. We very nearly outbrake ourselves into the corner. In fact, I had to take avoiding action. We've got a slowdown penalty. There's another accident up ahead. We're able to take to the inside to avoid that, and in slowing down to make sure we got past safely, it looks like I've been able to spend most of that slowdown penalty, so we won't take much more pain for that. We've actually managed to get past Vives, who had to take avoiding action around the outside. We're side by side coming through the left-hander then. Going to be a drag race into the right-hander here at the end of the straight, up the hill, hairpin corner, and actually having had the inside line, I'm able to take the position. So we've gained another 2 spots then, I think, from our starting position, and it looks like now behind me Vives and Leek are side by side heading into the right-hander, so if they can perhaps start fighting a little bit, that will give me just a little bit more breathing space as we head around to the final part of this opening lap. Blind corner, left-hander up the hill, always a chance that you'll meet a spun car at the exit of that corner, particularly early on in this race, as drivers just overestimate the amount of grip they're going to have on tyres at this stage of the race. Final corner then, just feather the throttle through. Very difficult corner this, easy to understeer out into the wall there on the left hand side, but we managed to take it okay on this opening lap. And we crossed the start finish line and I think we're running up somewhere like 12th position. Yes we are, as the standings update there, 12th place. A very good opening lap. What happened though on T1, it's actually the race leader who ends up in the barriers. That's Bearsdorf out there of the race after just 1 corner, and another car joins him, and that is the number 1 rated driver, Oriskovsky. Getting it wrong up on the curbing, ends up ploughing into the side of the stricken driver, and then a final crash there on the opening lap. Again, self-inflicted. Mercedes driver just losing it on corner exit there. Does very well, was rather fortunate to not take any other drivers with him. We rejoin the live action then about 5 minutes into the race. We're still in 12th position. The gaps have remained fairly consistent, but Vives behind us has now got a bit of a move on, and it looks as if he's going to be applying a bit of pressure. He got a much better exit from the final corner into T1 here. Then he's going to be down my inside. I don't look to close the space off. I was a little bit late in noticing what was going on there, and he's actually made his way past in T1, but I will have a chance to get him back up the hill here and down the very long back straight, because I'm going to be tucked right into his slipstream. So the chances are I'm going to get a chance to get alongside him here if I'm able to get a good launch off the top of the hill, and I have done. Look at that, I'm going to be all the way alongside, in fact, into the braking zone, but I'm going to be on the outside of the chicane. Very dangerous to run side by side here, but we're both giving each other space, and it looks as if I've been able to make the pass stick. I have. Fantastic racing there, side by side through the chicane, but he's going to get me back down the inside of the long right-hander here, and he gives me space on the outside just here. I'm going to try and get him back down the inside of the left-hander, but I'm coming under attack from behind again. I've lost 2 positions now in a matter of corners, but having had the inside line now, it looks like I've got better drive off the corner. I'm going to try and attack Har Smith, who is now down my inside back through the right-hander here, but on the outside of the corner it's very difficult to do that. Now I've got Leek harrying me from behind as well. This could be a disaster of a lap where I lose 3 positions. I'm trying to find some space down the inside again, but then again I'm forced to the outside. Leek gives me a little tap through the corner, and I have indeed lost 3 positions in the space of a lap. That is a nightmare, and it just goes to show that once you're offline, once you lose some momentum through this circuit, it's very, very difficult to get back online and start defending your position again. Here's a replay then of how all of that played out. All came from a slow exit from the final corner of the lap prior. That put me on the outside, going into T1 running slow. I lose the position initially to Vives, but then I'm able to get him back, and this is great racing through the chicane. Maximum respect to Vives for giving me space to run around the outside. Likewise, I try to give him as much space as I could. I take the position back, but then he gets a better exit from the complex. That's going to put him down my inside of the long right-hander, and behind me, Carl Smith senses his opportunity as well to try and make up positions too. I'm boxed in a little bit on the inside. That's going to give Carl Smith the chance around the outside of the left-hander. He runs it in deep though, so I get a chance to get him back heading into the next corner. You can see just how frantic the racing is behind as well, so I'm under real pressure here to not lose position after position after position. Unfortunately, we're put to the outside once again, and that is going to give Leek the chance down the inside. I try and cover him off down the inside, but because Carl Smith is taking that line, I have to get back on the racing line. Otherwise, I would have risked going into his rear wing. That gives the chance to Leek to get down our inside once more, and all in all, not a successful lap. I've gone from 12th all the way back to 15th position, and I'm under more pressure as we come towards the end of that lap. But we rejoin the live action another 5 minutes later, so I was able to hold off that challenge in the immediate term and hold on to the back of Leek and Vives up ahead. Carl Smith has escaped somewhat down the road, but unfortunately for me, I've got another bad exit from that final corner. It's been my Achilles heel throughout this race as I head into T1 once again, and it looks now like Conway behind me in the McLaren is also putting the pressure on. So we're going to come up the hill once again, and he is right in my draft here. So this is going to be very, very problematic heading down the back straight. In fact, we're going to come under challenge immediately here at the top of the hill. He's going to be down the inside, so it's going to be a case of whether I can defend around the outside or not. Up ahead, the drivers are side by side as well, so all sorts could kick off here. I'm going to hold the outside line. That gives me the second apex of the complex. I'm going to then try and hold it narrow. He's stuck it down the inside though. That is then going to mean we're side by side running through the right-hander here. It looks like I've got slightly better momentum, but not fully. We're still side by side heading down into the left-hander. Oh, and we could make a little bit of contact heading into the braking zone. That then is going to put Conway behind Belanovic, but it means I have held the position. Phenomenal racing there as we again show a replay heading into the chicane, side by side, really close, door-to-door racing here in the GT4 Challenge. Fantastic stuff. We just about give each other enough space to both make it through that corner and then through the long right-hander. Still side by side, I'm on the outside of the corner, and then it's just a case of getting my braking right. Conway just gets in a little bit hot. We make a small amount of contact. That allows Belanovic through, and the pressure is going to be on here heading into the final couple of laps of the race. We're going to hop straight on board though, back to the live action with Torsten Kuipers here. He's in P10, and P9, 8 and 7 are just up ahead of him on the road. So this is a really close battle heading into the last lap of the race here. As we're coming through the final corner then, Kuipers looks like he's got a run on the car ahead. He gets a better exit, but the drive up ahead loses it in front of him. Collision happens. That's going to ruin both of their races. They're strewn across the main straight, and Kuipers gets himself over to the barrier. Hop back on board with us then, as we're going to pass the scene of that accident in 15th position. We've still got Belanovic behind us, but that is going to put us up into 14th place with one racing lap left of this session. Into T1 then, we're going to have Belanovic all over the rear wings here as we head into the final lap. We ran slightly wide through T1 there, but we're going to have a little bit of clearance up the hill here and into the back straight. Maybe I'll avoid being side by side into the chicane, but we'll have to see what kind of grunt that Aston Martin behind me has got. I take to the middle of the track to begin with, but then it looks like I'm going to have the space I need, so I go back to the racing line, take the first apex, just try and spot a good line through the corner here and try and minimise the extent to which Belanovic has a good run on me through this right-hander, but I've ran it in slightly deep. Look at the extra traction he's got down the inside. I'm very, very wide through the exit of the corner. Thankfully, I'm able to hold it, but look up ahead, there's a yellow flag, and we've got a car off to the right-hand side there of the track. I'm just about able to make it through on the inside. That slows Belanovic down, and now he's back behind Conway. This could then give me the space I need to get to the end of this race in one piece and not lose any further positions. We've only got a handful of corners left then in this very frantic race as I'm coming down the back straight here into the braking zone, spot my braking on the marker to the left hand side, get the car's nose turned in. Bilanovic still holding off Conway behind here just about, and it looks like them squabbling might well just give me the life raft that I need to get to the end of this race. Leak is still up ahead, he's only a couple of seconds up the road, so we have largely stayed in touch with him, but coming through the left-hander then, I don't think I can be passed here into the final corner, so let's switch back the view to the battle behind between Bilanovic. Conway down his inside, there's been contact, Bilanovic gets punted out to the left-hand side. Conway is going to take that position. Bilanovic will be pretty cross with that, I would imagine, as we come across the start-finish line for the final time and take P13. What a race that was then. Here's the classified results. P13, we were car 23 of this 30 car grid, so that counts as a pretty good finish, I think. We get a positive bump to our iRating. A really fun combination. And if you want to see more great racing in iRacing, click on the link on screen now, and I will see you on the next one.